in your spiritual life, as you grow, part of the development of your consciousness includes a certain gift that begins to allow you to be more present to time in its totality as opposed to the little slice of life that the divided mind creates by generating thoughts and feelings, resistance, trying to figure out what to do. As that capacity comes, you will start having greater and greater moments of intuition. Because as a message catcher, it means that now you understand that even though I seem to catch this understanding, this wish, this challenge, even though I catch it here, that I am now realizing that what that message is bringing me, asking me to do, showing me, comes from a part of myself that's already finished, that's full, and that it doesn't have the conflict and the pain that I do, living as I do now. And so what happens is you start to get little glimpses of possibilities. You see where before you thought it was impossible maybe to even meet your own pain for a few seconds, you start to realize it's a lot more possible if I'm willing to be conscious to this, to bear what I thought was unbearable, to do what I thought I couldn't do. And you start to see it. Well, it's the same exact thing with every aspect of one's life, including making amends. First, you get the intuition, you get an inclination that would have been impossible to you a year ago, 5 years ago. It wouldn't have even dawned on you because the idea of the person or the situation that was so responsible for the pain that you'd been pushing away all these years, there was no way, because I'm right and they're wrong. But as you grow, you begin to realize that it's never a case of that no pain exists independent of a relationship that produces it, however it comes about. And so you start to get little indications that, you know what, it'd be possible. You know, maybe I fought with my brother 30 years ago and we've never spoken. And because he's such an idiot or whatever it may be. And you start to realize, you know, maybe I should make this right. Not because I want to be right, but because I'm beginning to understand that a rightness exists that transcends my individual experience of my life. So what I'm getting at is you can catch these feelings, you can catch these thoughts that before would have never appeared in your consciousness, that have to do with forgiveness, that have to do with wanting to understand, that have to do with going through what you've never gone through before. Now, just because you catch the first thing, all that's happening, in a manner of speaking, is that a certain part of your consciousness is now broadened enough to realize that this possibility exists upstream from me. Doing exists downstream from being. Doing exists downstream from being. And the more that I'm closer to being true, the more it's possible for me to start doing what is true, because I'm beginning to be connected to another world inside of myself, where before I had no relationship to that, only the relationship with the world downstream, where the past and all that was punishing convinced me I should be like this and never amend anything. Have no enemies. Carry no grudges, no resentment, no resistance to anyone in your life. Now, some people hear that and go, that's impossible. You don't know what was done to me. What was done to you was done to you. Be done with what was done to you. That's the beginning of making amends with a part of yourself that doesn't have that pain in it. It's a long story, and I end here just to make clear this idea that, you know, you get a little intuition of a possibility. Let it formulate. Let it come. Let it come. Don't fight with it. Don't start thinking about it, although you can't almost not do that. Let it come. And as you get clearer in your heart and mind, it'll be easier for you to understand what you're being asked to do. And one should always do what they're asked to do when they have an intuition that has to do with love or compassion or mercy. But we have to get to the point where we're connected enough to that part of ourselves that it goes with us, so that we're not trying to muster some idea or an image of myself who should be like this. Everything comes naturally. Let it come that way.